guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for The Fosters, Season 1, Episode 16, Us Against the World. And this was another really great episode. I will say that I really like the direction they're going with this show. It was kind of interesting with the shift in, this is pretty much a transitional episode because there was a big shift in Callie's plot and also a big shift in Brandon's plot as well. For a while it's been basically Callie-Brandon romance is the main plot, but now we've pretty much gotten rid of that. And now we're seeing, where they go from here, which was definitely interesting to see. And I definitely really enjoyed where this episode took both of these characters, because they definitely did a really great job with showing us more of that. And I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought it was a really, really great one. So let's just get into it. Let's first get to Callie's plot, because, of course, that was the biggest part of the episode. Basically, Callie's at the girls' home, and she basically has told them that she has decided that she is going to move back in with the Fosters. We knew this from last week, but she tells them, and I was glad that we did get closure from them. I was glad they didn't just open with us seeing her coming back. I was glad we actually got closure from them, and they basically tell her, they like that she's making a decision, but they don't know if it's the best idea with Brandon around. They're thinking, what's going to happen with Brandon when he's right next door? And Callie wonders this herself. She wonders herself. Also, she finds out that Daphne, one of the girls there, is also leaving, but she's going into independent living, which Callie was going to do, and she actually thinks about it and thinks of it as a nice fantasy, but she knows she can't do that now. Once she comes back, though, everyone's happy to see her, but slowly after this, not slowly, but very quickly after this, Brandon tells her, that he actually is living with Mike for a while. That's where he decided to go. He decided to live with Mike, which I think is a good idea, because, he has to get over Callie. He thinks it's best for him and Callie if he's not with her, if he doesn't live with them, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to live with Mike, and just until Callie gets readjusted back home. He assured her that he needed the move for him, and that it wasn't her fault. But there are a lot of things that start to look her fault, because as soon as she arrives, the biggest thing is Jude. She also sees that her family has kind of moved on without her, and she kind of feels a little out of place. There's this one scene that I really liked. You see the whole family interacting really well. A lot of fun in that scene. They're having a lot of fun in that scene. Everything like that. But Callie's just sitting there, and she's kind of just disconnected from the group. It's probably because she hasn't been there for a while. She doesn't really know much of what's going on. So the one thing she notices is that Jude is pretty much keeping his distance from her. He doesn't really want anything to do with her at this point. And, she decides that it's going to take more than simple checking in like she has to do with Stef and Lena to reassure that she's not going to up and run away. So she decides the best way to do this is to celebrate his real birthday. Because what ended up happening was, what we find out is they used to do this before her, when their mom had Jude at home, and when she got around to registering him, he was given the wrong birthday. That's what happened. He was given the wrong birthday, so they have never actually celebrated his real birthday. So she decided to celebrate his real birthday with him. And the foster system never found out, and ever since he and Callie have been celebrating his birthday privately at first, he didn't realize why he was getting mysterious gifts, and he realized it was a puzzle that Callie knew him so well that he's on his way to forgiving without even realizing it. So they end up throwing a party for him, and it was a really cute scene. However, Brandon is kind of ruining things for her, because it seemed like things were going to go well for Callie. It really did. It seemed like things were going well for her. Mariana and her have gone closer. Jude and her have gone a little bit closer. Everyone here seems to be a little bit closer. I really enjoy that a lot. Brandon's kind of starting to ruin things, though, because we see him, he's with his father, and his father actually has a friends with benefits type of friend. Brandon thought it was his girlfriend because she woke up and she was sleeping with him, and obviously it's like a friends with benefits situation. We really don't know what that's about, but he tells her it's just one of his sober friends. But what ends up happening is what ends up happening is we see that on top of things aren't going so well with Mike's trial because Stef earlier had received a subpoena to testify in open court. Now they want to ask her about that night when she knows she gave a false statement way back when. So either she lies under oath or finally decides to tell the truth. And it sounds nice, but it will risk her job. That's what's going to happen. It's going to risk her job, and that's not going to be a good thing. And there's no way that the police department will keep her on after she lied about a shooting. But in the end, she honestly, told them the truth. She admitted to the DA during questioning that she lied in her earlier testimony. And while she's telling the truth, Brandon decided to use underhanded methods, and this really was not a good idea. He basically convinced Jesus, who was not in the episode at all, which is fine. He didn't really need to be. And Mariana's birth mom to lie. He points out to her that she can't testify because if she did, then her children will know that she let Stef bleeding on the floor just to get more money out of Jesus, and the twins will never be able to forget that. And that's why it's for the best if she didn't testify, to make sure the district attorney doesn't threaten her food stamps. And Brandon gives her a lot of money. It's not a bribe, though. He merely wants to help her through a tough time, which is really great. I'm happy for him about that because that's really great. I'm happy that he did that for her. But it wasn't a great surprise that the former junkie chose money over the truth. She's no Stef. Stef told the truth and managed to keep her job. And her boss warned her, though neither Stef nor Mike can even have a hint of improperty attached to them from now on. So that's going to be pretty hard. So the question is, where did Brandon get so much money from? We really did not know. He finally admits to Mariana the truth. The truth is, his father, Mike gave it to him for piano lessons without knowing that Brandon quit several weeks ago. And in other words, basically he involuntarily paid off a witness for his own trial, and the only person that knows Brandon quit piano to begin with is actually Mariana. He tells, and I was like, that is the worst person to tell, because as we know, Mariana is a snoop. She finds something out, she tells the whole world about it. Like, if she, you cannot tell Mariana a secret, you can't. We know what happened. She's blurted out huge secrets before. She ruined Jesus and Lexi's relationship because of that. So we know she really cannot be trusted. And I don't know why Brandon decided to tell her about it. I mean, I guess it was because he couldn't tell anyone else. I mean, I don't know. Not that she had the capacity to see him through him anyway. So that's what happened with Brandon. Now, the other thing is he's going down a very dark road at this point. He definitely is. He's going down, he has to get his dad's money back, and one bad decision leads to another. He ends up selling exams to the student body, and rather steals his mother's keys to the vice principal office and tell anyone he blew through Mike's money. He knows they won't satisfy with an "I'm sorry." They're going to want him to confess what he spent it on. And the worst thing that he did, and by the way, I did not like Brandon in this episode. The writing for him was really good, but he's going down a very downward spiral here. Because he goes, there's this party that's being thrown, and that has to do more Mariana's plot, but he's going to this party, and what that ends up happening is when he's at the party, when he's there, he sees Talia there, and he tells Talia the truth. He tells Talia that the reason that Callie, and he had not told he hadn't told anybody else about this. The Fosters had known, but Talia had not known. And he could have just easily kept this a secret. But he admitted that Callie left because of him, not for Wyatt. And when Talia finds out about this, she just is so mean to Callie. She's a bitch to Callie again. Remember that the bitchy Talia we saw in the earlier episodes of the show? That Talia is back. Because she completely yelled at Callie saying, "You're a bitch, you're a slut, you should just, get out. I wish when you go to juvie, I wish you would have stayed there forever." And Talia does have a right to be upset, but seriously, they do say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. They do say that. And definitely Talia proved that, but she went a little too far. She doesn't have a right to be upset. That was her boyfriend that, Callie, but Callie did not kiss Brandon. Brandon kissed her. That's what she needs to realize, is that Callie did not kiss Brandon. Brandon kissed her. Brandon made it sound like Callie kissed him, and I don't really like this douchebag Brandon that we're getting. I'm hoping that we don't see more of this, although it looks like next week we will continue to see more of it, and it's going to get to the point where he's going to be gone. He's going to just, like, continue to sell his exams, and he's going to be gone, or he's actually paying someone. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens there, but I definitely thought that was interesting, the way this is all working out with Brandon and Callie. I think it was definitely interesting. We did have a little subplot in there with Mariana, and Mariana's plot was very small. She was invited to this cast party. Zach had invited her. Now, at first, I thought Zach was actually gay. I thought Zach was gay, and him and Mariana were just going to be friends. I thought he was going to be like a Renzo from Switch at Birth, but no, he actually, you can tell he actually genuinely likes her and has a crush on her, and this episode kind of proved that. And Mariana decides to go to the cast party. Lena is very lenient of sending her there. She doesn't really want to, but she decides to, and she ends up going to the cast party. But when she gets there, Talia is there, and Talia gives her some really, really bad advice. She said, you want to impress a guy, basically she tells her to take her underwear off and shove it into, I can't remember the guy's name. Oh my god. I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? I can't remember his name right now. I'm sorry, guys. Chase. He shoved it into Chase's pocket, basically, and from him seeing this, he basically thinks that she actually wants to have sex with him. He tries to have sex with her, and she says, no, I don't want to go this far. But really, she just made a gigantic fool of herself, and not to mention, Zach was about to admit he had feelings for her, and she completely ignored him. So Mariana just, oh my god. This is why I hate her character. When she's like this, when she's a dumbass the whole episode, this is why I hate her character. One, Brandon should never have told her what he told her, because eventually she's going to tell someone about that. We know Mariana, we know she's a snoop, we know that she blurts everything out that she hears, we know she can't keep a secret, she's going to tell someone about that. Two, why the hell would you listen to Talia? Why? Why would you listen to Talia? Talia is the person who read Callie's journal. What else did she do? She was a bitch to Brandon, horrible girlfriend to him. Just, why would you listen to Talia? Now, you made Chase think that you're this creeper person. You made Chase think that you're, and Chase, honestly, doesn't seem like the right guy for her. He seems like the type of guy who isn't going to be the right guy for her. He completely yelled at her, saying, oh, you're a virgin, you're a virgin, you're a virgin. He was yelling at her and everything. He was saying, you're just a tease and everything. And he got really upset about it. And that's basically where Mariana's storyline ended. But overall, that was your episode for you. And I gotta say, it was another really great episode. A lot of stuff I'm really enjoying is this, where we're seeing, I really like seeing where Callie and Brandon's characters were going from here. I like the way they're doing this. I like that, we're kind of seeing a darker side of Brandon. Not really something we've seen before. We basically seen Brandon as this caring guy, but now we're not seeing that as much, and I like that. Will Stef and Lena find out the truth that he's actually, basically doing this, he's trying to stop, he's basically forcing Mariana and Jesus' mom to lie? Are they going to find out that he's been doing it off his school exams? Are they going to find out all about that? I don't know. What's going to happen to Callie? It seems like now she's in deep shit with Talia. Talia's going to taunt her like the end of tomorrow. It's not going to be good for her. Also, Mariana was just such a dumbass in this episode. I hated her character. Did you like Callie's plot? I thought Callie's plot was really nice. And did you like the way they ended the girls' storyline? I liked it as well. I thought it was nice that we got the ending of the girls' house, but it looks like that's not the end of it, because we do see a preview where we see them again next week. So that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for Team Wolf. So see you then. Bye.